Hello and welcome to the United States Breastfeeding Committee's website. This tutorial will focus on submitting an abstract for the National Breastfeeding Coalition's convening. There are just a few caveats I'd like to mention before we get started. The first is that you must have a website account to submit an abstract, and you must also have a website account to be listed as the primary presenter on an abstract. So you'll notice that once you click on the submission link, that it'll bring you to this page and prompt you to log in to submit a session. If you don't have an individual account, it's simple and free to request one by coming up to the top right corner and clicking on Request Login. All you'll need is a valid email address, your first and last name. Once you have activated that individual account, you can come back to this page and click Login to submit a session. You'll need to enter your username, which is the email address that you provided, as well as the password. If you've just set up an account, this would be the temporary password. And if you already have an account, this would be the password you set up. If you can't remember your password, just click Login, Get Login Support, and we will go ahead and help you reset that password. So go ahead and log in, and this will bring you to the first page of the submission form. So the second caveat I'd like to mention is that this system does not save work. So please be ready to complete your abstract in one sitting. The third thing I'd like to bring your attention to is the call for proposals guidelines that's linked here. We do recommend that you download and read this prior to submitting a proposal. It provides information on submission deadlines, evaluation criteria, and other important information that you'll need to know for the submission process. Okay, so to get started with a submission, you'll first want to select your preferred presentation format of the abstract you're currently submitting. Please note that your preferred choice of format is not guaranteed. So I'll go ahead and select Breakout Panel Session, click Go, and this will bring you to the second page of the form. So you'll need to enter your session title and then select the topic area your abstract focuses on. Once you have that selected, you'll want to just confirm that the primary presenter is listed correctly. So you'll notice that the primary presenter defaults to the person who is submitting the abstract. To change this, just go ahead and click Edit, and then select the organization that the primary presenter belongs to. So this is just a reminder that the primary presenter does have to have an individual website member account within the website. So I'll go ahead and select our organization, and then you'll want to just select from the drop-down menu the person who is the primary presenter. If you can't find the individual here on this list, they may be listed under the individual user group. So go ahead and type in individual user, and then select the first letter of their last name, and then select the individual, find that individual. Okay. Just a reminder that all primary presenters must have updated contact information in their individual profile. So if you're unsure on how to do that, we've linked a nice brief tutorial on managing your individual profile and updating that contact information. You'll also be able to add any additional presenters who will be co-presenting on the abstract. This information does not have to come from the website. Of course, if they do have a website profile, you can select the organization and the user, or you can enter that information manually. One benefit to the person being a website member is that you don't have to copy and paste in a biography or type in this information manually. It'll completely populate from the website profile. The next section is to enter in a brief session description as well as a detailed proposal description. I do want to mention that if you are submitting for a breakout panel presentation, that you will need to, this description will need to show either impact or sustainability within the abstract, how this project has impacted the community and how in sustainability examples. You also need to enter the name of your coalition or organization that's presenting. We do ask that you provide the full name and not use acronyms. And then you have the option to select a second preference of presentation format if your primary preference is not selected. Of course, you can select none if you feel that the other options are not suitable. The next section is just indicating how this abstract relates to the learning objectives. We provide a nice link to the NBCC's brochure, which includes the conference objectives in them. So please make sure you download that, take a look, and then indicate in this section how your abstract relates to those learning objectives. The next section is to provide an equity focus, and this just lets us know how this work has applied an equity lens and or equity mirror. And if you're unfamiliar with those terms or not sure of what that means, we do provide a link here to our equity and diversity webpage where you can just learn more and familiarize yourself with those terms. You also have the option to add any audiovisual requests that you may be aware that you'll need. And then we also ask that you indicate any presenter conflicts of interest, any declarations, and then we ask that you agree to the presenter permissions. Once you're done with the form, you can go ahead and click OK, and this will prompt a confirmation email to be sent to you. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to email coalitions@usbreastfeeding.org, which is linked at the top of the page. All right, that is it for this tutorial. We thank you all for everything that you do to support breastfeeding families, and we look forward to seeing you at this year's convening. Take care.